I was totally ready to be a hater about this, but now, I don't know. So apparently ILIA discontinued their powder, nightlight, bronzer, and highlights for these new seamless cream bronzer and highlight. When I first popped on the Sephora listing, I was really disappointed that they still only have like 4 shades for these bronzers and highlights with not a lot of like range in the depth of the colors. So I was like, okay, immediately disappointed in ILIA, but I still wanted to try these formulas and the shades to see if maybe they'll actually work and just give you an overview of the formula if you were interested in them and you feel like maybe one of the 4 shades would work for you. We're gonna put them to the test today. Before we get into today's review, I want to show you this really quick and simple way to add volume to your hair, especially if you have fine hair like me. And it's featuring the sponsor of today's video, which is Irresistible Me Hair Extensions. So I'll just be starting with my hair down, and then we're gonna do a half up, half down style, which I usually don't love because I have such thin hair. So when I'm taking away half of my hair, it makes everything else seem extra thin. But I have this little trick for you. So you actually don't need that much hair. We want to leave a lot of fullness on the bottom. So you really only need like a top crown piece. I'm gonna leave these front pieces out. And then taking that small piece of hair, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it into a bun. It doesn't have to be super precise or anything. Then I'm taking a clear hair elastic and I'm just securing the small bun. If it's a bit wobbly, you can add in some bobby pins as well. And then I'll be using my Irresistible Me bun extension. These are really great for beginners. It's vegan hair, it's not high maintenance, and they're really lightweight. And I feel like this is an especially good beginner one because it's just so simple and easy to use. It's not like a big long ponytail, but if you're into that, they do have those as well that I've shown in my other videos. So this already has some nice texture to it. I actually just got my hair done, but this still is gonna match beautifully. So you get some clips in here, and then there's also an adjuster, so you wanna loosen that at first. And then what we're gonna do is literally just put this more full voluminous bun on top of our little measly bun basically. And then once it's generally on, I like to take that adjuster and just tighten it on. And then I like to take another clear elastic, and then I will just secure this over my existing bun that is under it. This is a bit curly, my hair's more straight today, so I'm just gonna play around and brush these out a little bit. And then that's literally it. That's all you have to do for this style. And then you could just play around with these little pieces. Might look better if your hair is like slightly curled like it is, but I kind of like the combo of like the curly and straight hair. It's kind of fun. This extension is a great beginner one because it's barely any hair. So it is very lightweight if you're sensitive to that. They do have lots of their styles, long ponies if you're into that. I'll link this exact product along with the shade that I am using, and I have a discount code with Irresistible Me. If you're looking to try anything, I will have it linked below, but let's go ahead and get into the video. So here are the new ILIA cream bronzer and cream highlight formulas. Let's go ahead and start with the cream bronzer. Color Sunshift cream bronzer. It says it's weightless, seamless, has natural warmth with green tea, microalgae, and squalane, so some skincare benefits in there. It says that this breakthrough bronzer creates healthy sun-kissed dimension like your skin is in golden hour light. This weightless formula melts in and blends effortlessly, shifting from a silky cream into a seamless wash of warmth. Boosted with potent antioxidant, each swipe helps revive your skin's natural radiance. It says blend into the areas where the sun naturally hits, blah blah blah, using the ILIA brush. I don't have the brush, but I'm gonna use my own. Definitely feel like I'm needing some warmth. The rest of my makeup is done, but I have no bronzer or anything on. So this is what the packaging looks like. It is very simple looking. Is it quite cheap feeling? I would say so. It's just plastic. You open it up, you get a nice big mirror, and then you get the pan of product. It also looks like that the pan is removable, which could be nice. But yeah, my first impression is this packaging feels cheap. It feels like a drugstore product, and it's like 38 bucks. So already like a negative mark for me. It's like, if you're charging that much, can you at least give me a nicer feeling compact? But let's try the formula. This is the shade Eclipse, by the way. I was quite worried this was going to be too warm. It's definitely quite warm in the swatch. We'll see how it will fare and blend into the skin. I'm gonna be using my LUXIE small contouring brush. I love this for any cream product. It's just so good. I'm going to tap the brush into the product just to get it worked on there. And then I like to sort of dab it into the palm of my hand. This just gets the extra product out. Doesn't look too pigmented. And then I'm gonna start just stippling this onto my usual bronzer areas and kind of see what we're working with here. Yeah, that's a little warm right off the bat. I wouldn't say it's too bad though. It is blending beautifully. I definitely would agree that it's seamless. I don't have any powder on my cheeks, by the way. I was quite worried this would be way too pigmented for fair skin since the shade range is so limited, but this seems not bad. Go ahead and blend on this side of my cheek as well. I'm also just going to dust this sort of on the tip of my chin. Usually where the sun would hit is right here, and a little bit on the jawline. Making a little bit more. I'm gonna go ahead and bronze up the forehead. I try not to judge products too harshly before I try them, but not gonna lie, with another disappointing shade range with yet again another bronzer that they're releasing, I was already just like kind of mad about this and that it's gonna be too warm. It's very sheer, which means it works nicely for fair skin, but it also means that that deeper shade or any of the other shades are just not gonna work for a lot of people, so I am still mad about that. But this is a very like silky, seamless cream. It is definitely one of the most lightweight creams I put on my face. I don't love a heavy cream feeling. This feels super lightweight, and it does have like a little bit of moisture to it, but it almost dries to like, I wouldn't say it's a powdery finish, but it really is just seamless with your skin. It has a nice glow to it. The shimmer in it is not chunky at all. Just gives you this like glowy, natural, sun-kissed, like beachy look to it. I do like the formula of it and how it applied. We'll see how it wears and how the highlight works, but still keep in mind that the shade range is just like, come on, ILIA, you could do better. Next, we have the Lightshift Cream Highlighter. So the packaging is exactly the same, but it is a lighter shade. Still feels just as cheap though. This one I am even more hesitant about as a highlight shade. It is like the shade of my skin, if not darker, so let's see. So this is the shade Glint, which is the lightest shade. It definitely has like a pretty, I would say neutral, almost peachy champagne tone to it. It says all the same claims that the bronzer did. Now for this, I think I'm actually going to try it with my fingers. So I'm just gonna get a little bit on my finger there and then tap this into the skin. Feels exactly the same as the bronzer. It's like silky and lightweight. Not super obvious that this highlight is too dark for me on my cheeks. I can definitely see that it is casting dark though. Once I put it on my nose though, I can really see that it's a different shade than my skin. It is darker than my skin, so I would not call that a highlight. It's not the worst highlight shade in the world, but I just really wish they had come out with something lighter like this. Same with the other shades, it's not gonna work for a lot of people. I do just wanna add a touch of blush over these products because I don't have any on today. I'm gonna use the new Fenty blush. This is the shade Petal Poppin, which is a matte, sort of like mid-tone pink. Just gonna use a little bit here to add some pinkness. Ooh, these are so pigmented. And then for a lip combo, I'm gonna take the Bare Minerals Mineralist lip liner. This is the shade Cherished Rose, really creamy mid-tone pink. It's actually quite mauve-y color. The mirrors in these products, by the way, are really nice. I do like that. And then let's go ahead and top it with the Lasting Matte lip color from them. This is the shade Lucky, which matches the lip liner pretty dang well. So the Sunshift Cream Bronzer in the shade Eclipse, I didn't have high hopes going into this that this shade would work for my skin. It surprisingly really does work because it's so sheer, but I really do love the finish, the weightlessness, it's seamless. It's a really pretty bronzer. I do think it offers quite a unique formula. I really haven't tried a cream bronzer that is this light and silky. If you want to get into creams but you don't really love cream feels necessarily, this is like a very interesting formula for sure. I think the packaging could be improved, especially for $38. This video almost cost me $100. I want some better packaging, ILIA. And then for the highlight, this one just like, it falls a little bit below the bronzer for me because I look for a highlight shade that is lighter than my skin. I could make do with a warmer bronzer, but a highlight shade that's not light enough can't really work with that. So I don't feel like it really did much to my skin. It added glow, but we already had the glow from the bronzer. So this one, like, even if it wears well, I don't know, we'll see, but it's probably not going to be a recommendation for fair skin or anyone else other than medium skin because the shades are just limited. But it is $216 right now, so I will wear this for as long as possible and keep you updated on whether it like holds up to sweat, if it gets too oily or dewy or like smudges off throughout the day. We will have to see, so I'll see you then. Okay, it's the end of the night now for the final check-in. Just me and my can of Zevia over there. But everything is holding up really well. I did that sweat test, like I worked out and it didn't seem to come off. Was laying down and it doesn't seem to, like, the color is still really even. Like, I don't feel like it's getting patchy or anything. The highlight on my nose is getting like a little bit separated. Could be the foundation, could be the highlight. Like on my forehead too, everything is nice and smooth. This, like, overall, both of these, I would say the highlight actually is pretty skippable. It's just like, I really don't like the shade of it. The bronzer is definitely a little bit more workable, pretty decent for fair skin. Really nice, like lightweight formula. If you can get over the shades or you feel like this shade range actually has something that would work for you, maybe go for it if you wanted something creamier but don't like super heavy creams. You love really lightweight makeup, like it really doesn't feel like a cream at all, which I personally really enjoy. I'm just like, there's like so many bronzer options out there and these are pricey, and on top of that the packaging feels cheap, so there's just not a ton going for it, but it's a pretty decent formula. I would only recommend if you're like, you know, really interested in trying it out. But I hope you found this helpful, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll pop another video on the screen here so we can keep hanging out. So I'll see you over there. Bye.